video?
Yeah, of last week. I think I sent it to you one. If you didn't, it's no big deal.
I didn't get a chance to watch
Oh,
it.
okay. I sent it to you one. If you didn't, it's no big deal. Yeah. So.
I didn't get a chance
Yeah, that was
to
the first
watch
time that we actually played. Start off with Lyria, getting to Bryn Shander, looking for some of the people she had seen in her dream. And then she found one almost right away in the tavern. And well, she found two right away in that tavern, I believe, right? They were both there. So they did a little bit of stuff around town, settled in for the night, and then woke up to frost giants tagging the city. It was a pretty. Did you almost die, Jacob? I was gonna say, it was pretty
Yes,
rough fight, right?
I was unconscious. I had one succeeded death saving throw.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, it was a rough fight. Some of the townspeople pitched in a little bit, best that they could. And then I believe one of the frost giants ended up landing the final blow on the leader under suggestion spell.
Yeah.
And I believe he's still under it. So I don't remember who it was. Somebody told him to go wait outside because he is still expecting that someone will tell him the whereabouts of Artis Simber. Who none of you know. Well, actually, one of them knows who it is. And I guess we can start off with that. I guess. Actually, how do I do this? I don't know if at this point I should take these NPCs from you, or if you guys wanted to like keep being them for a little bit. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I mean, I've got Duvessa in my journal, but I don't have control over her token, so.
Do you not? I thought I.
Yeah, no, we
don't
can't
so.
do it.
I do have control over the guards in the night.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. Yeah, see, because it says that it should be in your journal and you can control and edit. I don't know what else I could change.
Yeah, I don't know. It being silly.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just take them out later. So yeah, what was the very last thing that happened? Does anybody remember?
I think we just barely finished the fight, and I'm like, I gotta wake up in 4 hours. So
I think, yeah. I think you're helping Beldora up. Is I think what was happening because she was unconscious.
Yes.
And you were using some of your paladin healing to get her up.
Yeah. So she's at 5 hit points.
Yep. So yeah, she stands up, thanks you. And that's about it. She's pretty reserved and pretty to herself, so she just kind of goes over and
as one might be after being nearly killed.
Yeah, and she I mean, even looking at her, she's not like a fighter. She honestly looks like a bit of a homeless lady. Just kind of wearing not rags, but they're very old clothes, not too much put together. So yeah, she just kind of thanks you and just kind of sits down, catches her breath. She's not really one for combat.
Yeah, and I'm feeling a bit ragged myself, but I'll sort of turn to the group and just sort of rejoin everybody over here.
So yeah, at this point, I think Arga kind of takes charge and turns to you, who ended up sort of saving the city at this point, and is a little bit frazzled as she somewhat is, trying to catch her thoughts. She's like both excited at the fact that you just stepped in and saved everything. You're not locals to the town or anything. You just helped them out. So she's trying to express gratitude, but still there's this giant outside, and she doesn't know if like everything else is okay. But then she realizes that the giant is still standing at the outer gate. She's like, oh, do any of you know who the man is, that they were looking for is? Do any of you know who Artis Simber is? She turns to all
No
of you.
clue.
Not I.
Nope.
She says, well, big one seems to want to know his whereabouts and doesn't seem to want to leave until he finds out. You can get, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that perhaps we best talk to him, see what he knows. If he's seeking him, might have more information.
You could try.
Then I realize I don't speak giant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do.
Actually, yeah. Oh, that's right, you do.
So I say I'll go talk to him, the one that suggested that he do this anyways. So I'll go talk to him.
As you guys are figuring that out, Sirak from the side walks up and says, before you do that, there's I do know who he is, but I don't know where he is. And he explains that it's actually his father, who he hasn't seen he doesn't know where he is, basically. But he thinks that his father has what they're looking for, but that's all that he knows.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is your father a good man?
I honestly wish that I knew more about him. I can't really say one way or the other. I haven't seen him for a very long time, since I was very, very quite young. A baby, actually.
Hmm.
Okay.
I say, well, it's something to start with. As well as looking across the way, Lyria, amidst the battle, had forgotten, but finally makes the connection to Yak Man. Because she was just sitting confused, like, why are there all these yaks here? Then she finally remembers from her dream, Yak Man.
Yes.
And so she just sort of, and she'll go over and extend a hand to say hello to, this individual and say, thank you for helping deal with the giants. I'm Lyria.
I reach my hand, or Thalman reaches his hand out and shakes it. You can tell it's covered in dirt and it's just grimy. And he says in a croaky, dusty voice that obviously doesn't get much use. He says, "You're welcome."
All right.
So I was gonna say, at this point, I think Argrick would step in and say, "Well, I guess we're sort of at an impasse. We know who he wants now, this artist, and we know who he is to some degree, but he's obviously not here in the city. And this, we should figure out something to tell the Frost Giant."
We could ask why they're seeking him, or who gave them the orders to try and find him here.
Sounds
It's a
good.
place to start.
Another thing we could do is kill the Frost Giant.
If it
Oh.
comes to it. That,
I say I'll go start asking the questions here, and so I go over to the giant and talking to him.
given that he said that he was the one that had cast the magic, I want to make sure that he's protected, so I'll at least be nearby.
Yeah,
Who
it
knows
was
what else might show up.
is Tarn's suggestion spell, right?
Yeah. Which then
I think it's concentration lasts 8 hours, so it's Lyria's more worried about the concentration part.
Mm.
If whatever were to happen, then suddenly we do indeed have another frost giant to deal with.
Yeah.
All right, so I ask him. I tell him that who he's searching for, December, is not here, and tell him that we can help him find him if we know a little bit more about why he is seeking out our December.
I
I said
think
in giant.
Yeah, I think normally he would be a little bit surprised that a little normal human would be speaking giant, but I think since he's under the spell and because it's your spell, he just
Rolls
not
with
a,
it.
yeah. So he speaks in this big booming voice. I wish I had like a voice changer or something because my voice is not like that. I tried to find one, but they all sound like garbage.
Yeah.
But so in this big loud voice, he says, "He stole our ring." That's it. They're not one for words. That's all that he gives you.
Knowing, would I know any of the surrounding areas, like where other giants would be living, or like if there would be fire giant village around here somewhere or something?
Let's see. I guess you can roll.
Roll a giant check.
Yeah, roll a giant check for me, please. And I don't even know you do like history for that. You think?
That'd
Alright,
probably
that
be
works.
history.
Whoops, my bad.
13. Yeah, I think with that, and then just like having been around the area a little bit. So you're asking specifically fire giants?
Just another type of giant that is not what he is.
You would know pretty much like in the north, it's mostly just frost giants, because of the cold. The other ones don't like it.
Okay.
The only other ones in the like surrounding areas, like hill giants are usually like in like plains, like grassland type areas. Fire giants like kind of like warmer, like they don't like the cold as much. So pretty much just frost giants as far as the north goes.
Okay.
One thing while he's having this conversation, I'd like to sort of turn to the guards and the knights and probably Ogric to say, you might want to check on the damage to the city, see if there's any wounded and tend to them. I think the threat may be over for now, but we'll see. See who you can help. Just sort of suggesting like things that can
Yeah.
be done in the city at the time.
Yeah, I think the guards definitely would leave. There's guards all over the city, so they basically got here as the fight was ending.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they would go head off and help other people.
I'm assuming Duvessa would probably, as a city official, probably go and be involved in figuring things out as well.
Yeah, I think because at this point this is the only giant that's hanging around right now, so I think she would probably stay for a little bit to make sure
I
it's
could
sorted
hear
out.
what's going on. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
All right. I'll ask the giant whose ring it was that was stolen.
He just says, "Ours."
And what group are you a part of?
That he doesn't really know what you mean. I guess I'll see. Well,
Who? I'll ask him who is your leader.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
yeah. He says, Droofy, and he motions to the giant behind him.
And who is Droofy's leader?
He says, Droofy has no leader.
So why are you still seeking the ring if your leader no longer is here?
I must find it.
All right.
I am the leader now.
What does this ring do?
He doesn't respond how you want. He just says, "It's ours. We need it."
All right. I turn to what's your character's name, Jacob?
Lyria, which I think
Lyria.
I'm gonna change the name like we have in the other game, so it has the character name.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Might
So
do that right now.
so I turn to Lyria and I whisper so the giant can't
Well,
hear
you can
me.
say it in common, possibly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Or actually, do you know Elvish?
No.
All right. I say whisper in common just in case. that I ask if I should direct the giant to the hill giant, saying that we saw a hill giant a few days ago
Well,
taking.
well, here's the thing. Your entire conversation that was happening was in Giant, so I have no clue what you've asked or said to him. Said, how's it going?
This they're looking for a ring. Droofy, their leader, is the one that he just killed. But they're looking for a ring. They think that Artisember took their ring, and he doesn't really know much more. Then we don't know what. Well, he didn't say what the ring does.
Okay. Ask him where he would want the ring taken, where he would want it brought to.
Oh, hey, what's your name, Giant? I never asked your name.
Oh man, giant names. Tim.
Tim, where do you want the ring to be delivered to?
I must take it to Storvald.
Storvald?
Yeah.
All right. Guessing on the spelling here. I say in common, Storvald is where they want the ring. He wants the ring taken to. Well, I was close.
I'll sort of turn to the group behind me. Anybody know where Storvald is?
Would any of us know? Should we roll this?
I'm sort of I'm doing to everyone, but more or less looking sort of to the locals, considering.
No one's heard of it.
Okay.
I turned to the giant.
It's Tim.
And Tim.
Tim.
Do I have a local map?
I don't think you would.
All right, I draw it in the dirt, our town, and I draw a little circle and I write Tim in the circle, and then I do another circle and I write me, and then I circle it and then I say, where is Storvald?
He doesn't understand. I don't think he can read.
I ask direction of Storvald.
He points west.
Alright.
I'll say to what's his name? Taran. I'll say, ask him if they were told to look for the ring anywhere else, or if they were told to look for Artisember anywhere else.
All right, I ask that.
He doesn't know. He
Okay.
basically just follows Droofy.
Did Droofy say that Artisember could be here, or was he just guessing?
They knew he was from here originally.
Okay.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw Artisember or the ring?
He has not seen. I don't think anybody would have actually seen Artisember, but it's been. Oh man. A long time. Long time. He's never seen either of them.
Why are you searching for it now?
Because it's ours. We must take it back.
All right. I turn back. I say, I'm not getting anywhere with this guy. He just wants the ring. Storvald is to the west. He doesn't know when it was last seen, or I can't get that information from him.
I'm gonna say it seems like he's not really the one to be making the decisions. He's just following instructions.
Yes.
So he may not know much more than that.
Ooh.
Um,
Actually. Speaking of which, do I have? I can't remember which spells I actually took or not. Ah, I do. Okay. I inform them that I I can speak with the dead, and I can talk with Droofy to find out more
Oh,
information
yeah.
if needed.
That
Uh,
Lyria's been around clerics enough to know that they can do this sort of thing, but this Tauren, it doesn't seem to fit the bill for what that might be, so she's a bit surprised. But she'll ask, will that interrupt your control of Tim?
oops. Well, I guess that works.
It's not concentration, so no.
No. Yeah. Tim will be fine. Oh wait, hold on. Answers are usually brief. Oh, I can't guarantee that the giant will tell me the truth if I speak to it. Is the only downside, but I don't know. I'll just try it anyways. Do I have? I only have one spell slot as a warlock.
At level 5, you would have 2.
Okay, because I have a thing that I can get one back. But all right, I'll use that, and I'll talk to Droofy over here.
Okay. So yeah, you go over.
I tell Tim I'm paying my respects to Droofy.
That when he's doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my divine sense to see what's going on, because I'm not entirely sure. This is a little whatever. Essentially, it lets me know if there's a celestial fiend or undead in my presence, but not its identity. So I'm just seeing if there's anything
with like,
untoward going on.
you mean like with him casting the spell, or?
Yeah, just
Actually,
Lyria
you know,
knows
can I
it's all-
retcon? Because technically, my character probably wouldn't have told them that he could speak with the dead.
Okay.
Is it? If not, I don't care. But can I retcon that and just?
We didn't do it yet, so sure.
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, Lyria, let me think for a minute, and then I'm just gonna walk off towards this giant by myself.
Okay. Yep.
And I'll cast it. I'm assuming they can't really tell what I'm doing.
It take 10 minutes to cast.
All
it,
right, never
so-
mind. All right, let's go back. They know that I did this.
Can I? How about this? You say you could say something about how you're gonna, converse with. You want some time separate with Tim, away from the group, to see if he'll open up without the rest of them there.
There you go. That's what I.
And then you can just go and sit next to the body, and then you're talking, but nobody's present necessarily. See what's going on. So I'll give you a few minutes. How's that?
That sounds good. Like I came up with that. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, you come outside. Tim, I think, is pretty unfazed. 'Cause he's still just waiting. I think the command you'd given him was just to wait until, wait over there until we tell you. So he's just still waiting, basically. But I mean, I guess he'll watch you. So yeah, you cast your thing. So what is that?
Yeah.
You can ask up to 5 questions. So it is. The language is new, instantly brief, common, or repetitive.
I think it's just 10 minutes. I don't know if there's a.
It says until the spell ends, you can ask the corp up to 5 questions.
Oh.
Oh, casting time, 1 action.
Oh,
just
duration
lasts-
10 minutes. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
there you
Sorry,
go.
I misread that.
Yeah, so it's not even awkward sitting there for 10 minutes. It lasts for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, where's the 5 questions thing? I'm missing that.
Second paragraph.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see it?
All right. Yeah. All right. So, I ask him.
It's a lady giant.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
I ask her why she is searching for this ring.
Um,
It's ours.
yeah, yeah. Says it belongs to us, to the frost giants. She sounds
What
angry. She sounds angry.
what does the ring do?
And would she know that? She says it's extremely powerful and it does many things. That's it.
Were you working with others besides? Who were you working with besides frost giants?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, like the wolf, but
Okay.
we uh we only trust each other, is what he says.
Where else were you going to be looking for the ring, or for our December?
Um, wherever the path took us.
How's it
That's
feel?
fun.
How's it feel
Yeah,
to be
this is
dead?
I've,
It has no recollection of.
she just fades away. That doesn't respond. So yeah, the how does this one work? I'm not super familiar with all the spells, so I'm not sure if this one, like, I'm trying to picture what it actually would be, if it's like the like actual corpse like reanimating, or if it's a little spirit floating above.
The spell doesn't return to the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit.
And so it's sort of the corpse is there, but its mouth moves, but it's not alive or anything. And I
Okay.
think only the spellcaster can hear the
Yeah.
speaking.
So yeah, you see any sort of like animation and movement that's happening when you cast a spell fades away.
All right. Okay. I'll go back. I'll just tell everybody that there's not really. Tim doesn't know anything. They don't know. He doesn't know what the ring does. It's just powerful. And the frost giants were working alone, and Droofy was their leader. So I don't think that they might not be at least bothering this town again anytime soon.
Agric says, "Well, that is great to hear, but we still have this giant standing at our gate."
Uh,
That is true.
I don't remember how much we hit this giant before.
She says, "You guys did such a great job with the other ones. Can you just, you know?"
I cast Dissonant Whispers.
Let me get the axe.
No, I don't know if I want to be that brash.
Don't be hasty.
Thalum then again suggests just killing the giant, getting it over with.
And Lear's like, I mean, yes, he attacked the city, but I don't think that he intended it wasn't his act. He was not acting on his own account to attack the city. He was acting under orders. If he let him go, he might just follow suit of the others and leave. And I mean, not to say it's a perfectly innocent life that we're protecting, but it is a life that may not need to be destroyed. As well as we could follow him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can. I don't know if that'll bring Daniel off of the plot, but we can follow him to.
Now just do whatever.
Let's. Sure. Do you want me to tell him that we can
How
follow
long?
him to Storvald?
How long can we keep him charmed for? Enough for a long rest?
So I think
Well,
it's
the spell lasts for 8 hours.
8
so
hours.
It's been going for a little bit.
and so just as we were finishing our long rest, it would dissolve. 'Cause
And
it's probably been like 10 minutes, 10, 15, talking to him, whatever.
When the spell ends, he knows he's been charmed, correct? Or no?
well, I don't know if it's
Suggestion.
Target must make a wisdom.
I don't think it's as much of a charm as much as you're just kind of like suggesting something that it's more predisposed to do.
So
You know
when
what?
it ends,
Say-
he's
say-
not necessarily going to be hostile towards us.
He'll just be they'll be themselves again.
The spell ends as soon as he's completed the action, so I don't know what technically the action was that he's waiting for.
Wasn't it defend us so that we can help you find
Yeah.
Artist Simber?
So he's waiting for you guys to help him.
It's to help him find Artist Simber.
I tell him let's regroup with the other giants back at Storvald, and we'll devise a plan to find our December.
He's still standing there.
I yell to Storvald, and I start running to the west.
He's still standing there.
All right, I turn back.
Because he's expecting us to help him out.
I
And I've got Weary says I've got an idea. Let's put the decision in his hands, end the spell, and prepare to deal with him swiftly. If he's hostile, if not, maybe he'll return on his own.
Or we could give him our December's son. I look at Sirac of Suzale.
He
He's a little
says,
offended. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I speak up on his behalf and say, did you not hear that the North is his home and that he will do whatever it takes to defend it?
He's like, thank you. I want this guy gone as much as the rest of us. I live here.
All right, I tell everybody that I'll end the spell. And,
Yeah.
And I step back. I say,
Yeah.
Tim, it's been real. And I end the spell.
All right, he looks probably a little dazed for a little bit, and he's confused because I think when you did it on him, he was like over here.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a shock because I mean he's conscious throughout the whole thing, but basically he looks around. I get a little the part. Sees Droofy dead behind him, and and the wolf, and sees no other giants around, and he actually does take off. He's not interested in fighting, and he takes off towards the west.
Okay.
He's gone.
I say his fate is in his own hands. That's good. And I'll turn back to the group.
So yeah, Ogric walks back up to you guys. Like she is so relieved. She's like, "Oh, thank you so much. I don't know who you guys are. I don't know what you're doing here, but the town owes you. Is it?
I say,
owes
you haven't
so
heard
much."
of me? I'm Flick the Fabulous.
She goes, "Ooh, you are fabulous."
Sparkles.
And she says, I know we're already so much within your debt, but if I could ask one more thing of you, the town is not in ruins, but it's you actually look around, and you can see some of the buildings are destroyed. A lot of the other giants surrounding, or that were surrounding the town, didn't necessarily climb in and just like start killing people. They're mostly like throwing rocks in from the outside. So a lot of the buildings stuff are damaged. So Ogric says, I'm just really worried about another attack, and I would leave myself to go get help, but I just really, the town needs me right now. So if you wouldn't mind, I would like to ask of you to go see my cousin, an Iron Master, see if he has any spare reinforcements that he could send to us. I know you've already helped us so much, but just seeing the way that you handled that situation with the giant, I just feel like you guys can help us out.
That was her cousin in Iron
Sorry, Iron Forge. Iron Master, sorry.
Master.
That's where he is, or that's what his name is?
That is a place.
Yeah.
Master.
That I'll say that seems wise. That I had heard rumors of there being trouble in the north. I don't know if this is the first this town has seen of it, but I suspect that trouble could return. So this is your city. Defend it. We can run this, or I say I'm willing to run this errand for you. And Ezra looks to the others and say, I think these folk are quite capable if they'd be willing to join me.
Tholoman clears his throat. Says I'm in.
She says, thank you so much. This means so much. We all love this city.
Not outward, but like inward. Lyria does like a fist pump, like, yes, I've got the group together.
Got the band back together.
Would I have heard where is Iron Master? Is that
Alright.
nearby?
One thing I was thinking of using, you guys can let me know of what you think of this. If you go to that,
Well, this is an external link. I don't know if I should trust it.
ooh yeah,
Yeah, it's
careful of that.
Can somebody check it out first?
Already loading.
So it's like a shared whiteboard website.
Oh, cool.
And I just figured for like stuff that you guys find to do, because there's gonna be like decent amount of stuff that won't necessarily be right where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured it could be like, hopefully you can see that note. I made a note.
Yes, Bryn Shander. Danny Booth. Quest to Ogric Brighthelm. Meet the Bright clan in Ironmaster to ask for reinforcements. Okay.
So
It's
you
also
can
to the
see-
west, so if we wanted to keep an eye on our ice giant friends before heading that way, or on the way back, or whatever, we could definitely do the thing.
You can see
So-
it? Wait, where is it on the map?
the very
it's-
top
around.
left.
But
You
it's on the coastline. Just below the sea of
Oh,
moving ice.
It might... Okay. That part hadn't loaded yet. That part was
Okay.
all blurry.
Ah.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
So yeah, I just figured that could be like,
That is very helpful.
yeah. So then whenever we have new stuff, I think if you wanted to make accounts, then you could make notes yourself.
I just
Mhm.
did.
Okay. And then you should hopefully be able to edit it if you have the link.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So that way you can you just have this world map. I would assume that you guys would get a map at some point. So Augur says, great. Like she's thrilled that you guys are going. Like she is just she doesn't hide her emotions very well in the first place. And then she's just already so distracted and distraught. So it's just been a crazy day that she is just very, very visibly relieved. She says, well, that's great. Thank you so much. The only one thing is that, well, I am a dwarf, and my clan that I'm from over in Ironmaster are also dwarves, and they don't love dealing with non-dwarves too much. But I'm sure something will work out. My cousin Gwert Brighthelm, I know he's fine with people. So if you go and just stand by one of our monoliths over there, he'll probably come out and see you guys. So yeah, just try that.
Okay.
Gort.
But don't yeah, Gwert Brighthelm.
Okay.
But don't hold it against them. They just like sticking to their own, within their own people. They're very nice though.
Alright.
Good to know. That I think we'd like some time to sort of prep for this trip and rest up before hitting the road.
Absolutely. I think for everything you've done for the city, just send the bill back for your lodging our way back to the town, and I'm sure that we'll have it covered. Right, Duvessa? Duvessa's still staying there, and she's like, yeah, I don't see why not. I'm sure we can manage
Okay.
that after all that you've done for us today.
Let's see. This is fair ways, is it not? Like it's probably like a trip
Oh,
of
we can go back.
70 miles or so.
We can go back
Or
here.
let's
if
see.
that
We probably
helps.
if we're following the roads, which we probably are. It's probably like 100+ mile trip.
Yeah, it's a decent trek, and it's in
So-
the mountains and the cold. All that.
Okay. So that's this is not a spur of the moment sort of thing. We might want to get supplied up, and I mean, if people want
True.
to head out tonight or today, that's fine. But if we want to
Probably-
head out in the morning, sort of gather resources. I don't know what other people's plans are.
That
Uh,
sounds good.
and Lyria will sort of look over. I don't know if people have, supplies to get or bar tabs to square up on. She sort of gives a knowing like wink at Flick.
While Duvessa is still sitting next to you guys, she actually comes up and says, she expresses her thanks. She's also very thankful, given that she's the town speaker. She is like more of the politician of the town, so she gives them more formal thing, like more reserved,
Mhm.
less just kind of babbling than Augric was. And she says, "Well, we're not a rich town. We don't have a lot that we can thank you with, but I personally, if you guys need transportation, not over to Ironhelm. Was that the name? Or Iron
Iron
Master. Yeah, I'll remember this name eventually. But my aunt has a ship that runs up and down the coast. If you guys ever needed to go down there, if you like, I can write you a letter of recommendation. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to take you aboard if you ever needed to go south."
That much
Appreciate it.
appreciated. Who knows what other things might be happening around. A ship might help us get ahead of things or get word to other places quick. So thank you.
Great. I will have that written up, and if you want to stop by tomorrow at my office at the speaker's place, and you can pick that right up.
Before you leave, Agrek, are you do you know the whereabouts of a man by the name of Thomas Hillbreaker?
She stops and thinks for a little bit. She looks very concerned. She's trying really hard to like rack her brain. She's very thankful to you guys. Then she's thinking.
How about if
Nope.
If my character probably wouldn't be willing to go to Iron Master just willy nilly.
Mhm.
So I don't know if somehow someone knows that he traveled over to the west or something like that, because that would give me a reason to actually go with them, because my character is not really necessarily the type to help out random people.
Hmm.
I don't
That
know,
would. She's just never heard of him.
Okay.
I mean, and that Lyria is very much vested in keeping the group together and giving the group a reason, hopefully to later reveal, hey, this is fate, but now is not the time to say that. And so
I'm just trying to find a reason for my character to want to. I mean, I'm not gonna just not go, but from a character perspective, I don't know why my character would.
that Lyria will offer that that apparently he's not here, but along the way she traveled north to get here, so she probably would have gone through Hundlestone. That there's Hundlestone as well as Ironmaster. Those are two more large towns in the area. If this person you're looking for is in the area, that's two more places that might have heard of him.
True, and I'll say that I came from. Oh wait, you can't really come from Raven Rock. Okay, that sounds good to me. Since he's not here, you can't really go anywhere else besides that direction.
I think you did come in from the,
I think,
e-
yeah,
the
you-
east.
you
Oh,
come in
yeah,
from the
yeah,
east.
yeah,
I don't
you're
know if
right.
you're taking some weird back roads or something.
Just
But
chilling.
Yeah, you did come in at a different spot. I remember.
Okay.
He went through the mines of Moria.
Yeah.
Mine's a Mirabar, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. You guys also, while all this is happening, Cyrex kind of just sat down on this fence and is just kind of mulling over his thought.
Yeah, once sort of the official like arrangements are figured out, Lyria will sort of go over and say, "You've probably got a lot to think about after this. What's on your mind?"
Oh, that's right, because you guys would have been buddies, Torn buddies, right?
Yeah, because we had talked to him earlier that then I know that Lyria has her own family woes, and that he just sort of found out that his father's involved in something serious, and he hasn't heard or anything from him for most of his life. So it's sort of a bit of an identity crisis,
Yeah.
sort of conundrum. So I'm just sort of like, that you look like you got a lot in your mind. Need somebody to vent to.
Yeah, he looks thankful for the opportunity. You can just see that there's like a lot going on in his head. He says, I haven't heard from my father. Well, I only have like vague memories of him. I was a baby when I last saw him. The only thing I know about him, just from the belongings that he has left over, he used to have a letter from a family called the Roaring Horns, who I think I heard is one of the more established families down in Waterdeep. I think I might need to go find them, because I'm just afraid that by staying here, I just don't want the giants to come back, and this place is my home, and I don't want to bring any more. I feel like I've already brought so much destruction to it by staying here. I'm afraid if they find out that I'm related, that they'll just keep coming back.
That Lyria will say, Waterdeep is a long way. Are you sure you want to make that trip?
I've been around the area enough. I know I can make it down to Luskin and try to find passage that way. Which you probably would have passed it. It's a port city.
So I think I haven't decided whether I'm from Neverwinter. I think I probably would have studied in Waterdeep. That's sort of like the major whatever city. So not have been there any time recently, but familiar with sort of the travel along the coast. So
so he says that he would probably just make his way down to Luskin, which is right a little bit south of the north, and then get a boat down to Waterdeep that way.
Yeah, it's just a bit south of the north.
You know.
That Lyria said, I don't mean to pry, but would your mother happen to know any more of your father or his dealings?
Possibly. She never talked about him, and I'm afraid she passed many years ago.
My condolences. Yeah, I mean,
I appreciate it. But I've found a new family in the House of Torm.
that Leary sort of gives a annoying smile and says, "As have others. That Torm strength to you, and I wish you well."
Thank you. Hopefully, maybe I'll run into you again if you guys end up needing to find out anything else. Find the Roaring Horns.
That Lyria will, I guess, give a name of maybe one of the more favorable clerics that she had studied under. Like, if you need, a roof over your head and, a warm meal, that so and so would be willing to, lodge you for a day or two.
Okay, yeah.
Some cleric that was one of the more favorable people that Lyria had studied under, rather than the ones that she butted heads with. So
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you guys
yeah.
sort all that stuff out. You're kind of talking Torm, Paladin, and Cleric stuff.
When I'll ask him when he's leaving, if he wants to leave tomorrow, he can journey with us until we have to part ways.
sounds wise, considering that the lands are getting a bit dangerous.
He says I might take you up on that. Sounds like a smart idea to me.
So that Lyria's been trying to put on a good face, but she's kind of banged up, so she's gonna go back to the inn and or sort of try and organize where we want to stay, and she wants to patch herself up.
Yeah.
So I think originally she had stayed at the Northlook because Taran had been there.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, we are on the town's dime. So if
Yeah.
we want a place a little more comfortable,
Yeah, I think there's one other place that was nicer.
I think it was
Kelvin's Comfort, I think.
Kelvin's Comfort.
Or is that just the
Was that just the tavern? I think it was the 11, Hooked Knucklehead. Was that the nice place?
That was, you said it was the entrepreneur one or whatever.
No,
That's
that
where
wasn't that.
Flick's staying.
Yeah, that was. Well, I'm sure you could find some.
Whichever one
place.
was the nicer place. That
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So if there's anything at this point, we can just do like if there's anything like else specific you guys want to do, anything like that.
Before we leave the gates, Thalman would like to go through the giant's pockets and see if they had anything good on them.
Yeah. So you go through, and if you remember, Jervy had that big horn, which is like larger than a normal human horn because it's for giants, but it's a large horn that looks like it's probably worth some money. And in her helmet, she also has 15 gemstones, which looks like they're probably worth some money. And then the other frost giant had a carved wooden statue of a halfling, a giant-sized pair of old sandals, and a 6-foot-long wooden fence post.
How large is the statue of the halfling?
It's normal, like it's a little like figurine.
so it's a figurine for the size of like medium-sized folk.
Yes, is a normal average size for you. Figurine.
So it's not like it wouldn't be like my real
no.
halfling doll
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, no, it's just one that he had for whatever reason.
It's not to scale for giants. It's to scale for medium-sized
Yeah.
creatures.
He
Okay.
got it from some other village, probably. Is what you figure.
Bummer.
Okay.
My brain was already working with some semantics.
Yeah.
So should we split the gemstones, sell the rest, keep the halfling statue, split everything?
It's
Yeah,
up to you. I think everyone else left. I think just you have.
Oh yeah, they already left.
I thought of it. Yeah, Had Illyria been there, she would have suggested perhaps that goes to help repair the city, but she's not there.
Yeah, that's all you for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pocket the gemstones and the halfling statue, and I'm gonna leave the fence post. And I'm gonna take the horn.
All right. Well, how about the sandals?
Oh,
Are they
describe the sandals
Birkenstocks?
one more time for me.
They're
Are they
for-
Crocs?
They're they are not Crocs. They're giant sized. They're really old. And they smell really bad. They're,
I'm gonna leave the sandals.
They're like flip flops.
Yeah, I
you-
think
you-
I'm
you
gonna
good?
leave the sandals.
All right. You lost.
Okay.
I don't know. You could put them in some vinegar and make some ogre or some giant.
Make some what?
You cut out. I can't hear you.
Oh, my headset cut out.
You're back.
Make giant soup.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
pretty much.
first though, Tholomon's gonna lay down on the sandals and roll around on them to get the smell on them.
Let me get that musk.
You guys
Alright.
laugh until we get to where the giants are, and I can sneak in and smell like one.
Is that
I
Tholomon's
think-
new bed?
I think Flick might be off watching, and like at this point, he casts hideous laughter on
Thalman?
on the druid. Yeah. So now
Mhm.
if you fail your saving throw, you're just maniacally laughing while rolling on a pair of giant flip flops.
Yeah, that's all I guess do
Perfect.
the wisdom saving throw.
And to do that, I just click on wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or well, if
Or-
you might be skilled in wisdom saving throws, so that'd actually be on the. There's a
And
box that says saving throws. You can click on wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
you
I did
pass. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
15.
I don't know what happened there. You feel like you want to laugh unnaturally, but then it passes. It's a little weird.
Okay. That
Alright.
I would think that like Lyria is like trying to keep like all three of these others sort of like within sight to make
Keep
sure
tabs
groups
on
is-
them?
and so she would have been sort of lingering probably decently near Flick, and still she'll just sort of cuff him on the back of the head, not to do damage, just like, hey, we've been through this before, I let you off, don't cause too much trouble. But seriously, why is he doing that?
I don't know. He likes the smell, I guess.
he loves the smell. Like when you noticed when you shook his hand earlier, Lyria, he clearly doesn't know what a bath is.
Yeah, that so
I think I'm gonna go see if the marketplace is still open.
Yeah. Let's see, so I don't think we had a place where you were, but it's basically just in the center of the city. Oh, I don't think I made it so you can see that. Yeah, it's kind of like the central hub of the city. There's lots of shops, lots of trading going on. This one, it's a little bit empty, just given the day and like all the events that happened. People kind of packed up early. So there's not too much going on now. It's kind of, people making sure that all their stuff's okay. Maybe some people picking up some carts that got knocked over, stuff like that.
So nobody's really doing business. They're all just repairing.
Probably not for today.
yeah,
Not
considering
even
the-
looters.
a little
after
bit of
the-
a state of emergency.
Yeah.
In that case, that's all Thalman wants to do before he retires for a rest, which he will be taking in the stables.
In his flip flop bed.
Yes, he's going to be sleeping in the stables. It reminds him of his yaks.
Cool. Yeah. Anybody else?
Just getting some rest, bandage your wounds. So I don't know if on a meta level if we get to rest for the next day or if I should do a short.
Yeah.
rest
So
with hit
all you
dice.
guys, yeah. There's enough left of the day that you'd be able to kind of keep to yourselves and recover, and then eventually turn in for the night at your respective inns and everything. So yeah, you sleep. You get a long rest, so you guys will get everything back. And
Yay.
it's the morning. As far as like shops and stuff go, I don't have any special shops or anything. Like no one has special items. Anything that you wanted to buy, like it's basically just like stuff in the player's handbook and stuff for now. If there's
Yeah.
any supplies you wanted to pick up.
How much is that horn worth?
That horn. Oh, okay. So yeah, you would take to a trader. They would, appraise it, look it over. They'd be a little surprised, they don't really know what it is. They just know it's a really big, weird horn. But they say, I'd probably give you about $750 for this. Pretty rare.
750 watt.
Oh, $750
Monies
monies.
at the business store.
750 gold is their offer.
Oh,
I will wisely. Sorry.
You can tell, like, again, it's not like a rich town, so like this person's like that's probably most of their savings for their small shop. You can tell because it's like a pretty exotic looking thing.
Let me see. I don't have any kind of cool skills to see if this horn is like magic or useful. So maybe I should meet up with the rest of the group and ask them if they want to inspect this horn.
I don't know if that on your druid knowledge, when you finish a long rest, you can prepare different spells for the day. I think detect magic is on the druid list.
Oh,
so
is it?
If Thalman was interested in it, he certainly could intentionally
Yeah,
do
I
that.
could prepare in the morning.
And
Oh, let
it's
me
a
double check
ritual, so you can prepare it and then just take 10 minutes to sit down with it, and it doesn't cost a spell slot.
Oh, okay, then I'm totally doing that. Thank you for letting me know that was a
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, yeah. So maybe before you went, you would have looked it over, spent some time, just looking at it, seeing what's up with it. It's not magical at all. It's just like a rare, like it's a giant's horn, which it's rare to see giants in the first place. And it's even rarer to like find an item of theirs, and it's even rarer to find a nice item of theirs. So it's like something of like a giant artifact in a sense.
All right. I guess reconvene with the group and see what they want to do with it. Just in case it's worth holding on to.
So you guys all meet up. I don't know. You probably maybe meet up at that inn. I don't know. Where would you guys have planned to meet up?
Probably if we're staying at that inn, which I thought we were in, then Thalman was probably staying in the stables there. I'd probably be like waiting outside to gather up to head along. So
Outside the stables?
Outside the inn. So he's probably coming back from the marketplace. I don't know if the group had done breakfast or whatever, and getting ready to go for the day. I'm
Flick's
suggesting
having
this-
his bowl of Lucky Charms.
Kids are always after those.
yeah, that works.
So I guess Tholoman goes up, meets up with the team, shows them the horn he caught. He got off the dead giant. Asks
Um,
everybody's opinion on what we should do with it. Says that he can
mean-
get 750 gold
I
that we can
attempt,
split.
I attempt to play it.
Do a performance check.
As the gnome goes up to the trumpet built for giants, and apparently does well.
You actually get a hearty blast from it. Much louder than you were expecting.
Nice.
Not because of anything else. It's just the way that it's made. It's just, you weren't expecting it, but it's
solid-
quite loud.
It's a solid horn you got there.
Everyone in the room covers their ears. Like it is very loud for the somewhat small room that you're in.
I say if
mean,
they-
You
That,
get some people yell at you.
I bow.
That Lyra says, well, I think the giant leader Doofy blew this to call the attack on the city.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm not necessarily expecting that there are giants awaiting orders for that to be the signal, but it might be valuable to have a giant's signal at hand.
True.
You know, if
Yes,
need
we
be.
could create some kind of diversionary tactics.
Yeah, and who
Or
knows
bluff.
what the or bluff, yes. But Leary will say that I know Flick here has a few illusionary tricks up his sleeve in combination with the horn. It might squeak us out of a situation we might not want to deal with. It's Thalman, you've kind of claimed it. It's your choice what to do with it, but it might be useful. And if you are looking to sell, other places besides Little Bryn Shander might offer a better price. Just saying.
Yeah, Thalman thinks it over and decides to hold on to the horn, just in case. He also shows you guys the halfling figurine and the 10 gemstones he found.
10?
Yeah.
Lyria will say the gems might be put to good use, helping pay for the repairs of the city. But you're the one who staked a claim on them, so it's your call.
Thalman expresses that he would have died to those giants if it wasn't for the whole group. So he feels like we should have equal say in the takings from the dead bodies.
I'll suggest an even split the share, and Lyria will donate hers to the town. If that's
Okay.
reasonable.
That sounds
Works for
reasonable to
me.
me.
It's up to you guys.
So I'll
Yeah.
take my 2.5 gemstones.
Yeah, 2.5.
So there were actually 15. Are you telling us that there were only 10, or?
There were only 10.
Okay. So 10 divided by 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is 2.5.
So that could be
Thal-
two threes and 2 twos. Or each of us could have 2, and then there'd be 2 left over. I'd say.
I'd say, yeah, each of us do 2, and then the 2 left over we sell for supplies for the journey.
sounds
That
reasonable.
sounds good enough.
Inspired by Lyria's act of selflessness, I'm going to donate my 2 gems to the town as well.
Oh. Generous people.
So yeah, that we were gonna stop by to see what's her name, Duvessa, about
Duvessa?
the contract with her on ship, and figuring she's speaker for the town, she could make use of the funds and distribute it rather than us having to track down who would be in charge of that. So as far as like practical stuff to do, that's the checklist.
Yeah, so you make your way. I think she would have told you where to find her. At her main house where she works, the speaker's place, which is where is
B5 hit.
yeah.
You sent my battle
Yeah, it's a
giant.
little bit south of the marketplace. So yeah, she's surprised just how helpful this group of travelers has been to this
Mhm.
city, and yeah, she's just very thankful for it. And it's like anytime you guys are around, you're always welcome here. And she also hands over that letter to her aunt, and tells you that she is the captain of a ship called the Dancing Wave, which is out of Waterdeep. So you can find her there.
Okay. Then I figure we'd thank her for that and meet up with our good friend whose name I can't remember.
Sirac.
Sirac,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, so he's probably waiting for you by the southwest gate.
Yeah. Or near the Triad, or they're both in the same direction.
Yeah, it'd be along.
So I guess we'll. I'm assuming Ogric might be around just to sort of check in with and say, hey, we're gonna head along. Any words to pass along to words for the others?
I think she'd probably be back at kind of her post, but not doing the tourist thing. She'd be helping like put stuff back together. But
Yeah.
she doesn't have anything new. Just look for a cousin.
And bring reinforcements or anything that they can spare to help defend Bryn
Yep.
Shander. Okay.
Yeah. So that if it's cool, I think we might end there. I'm just not feeling that great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that sounds
a good
good.
spot to end.
Yeah, I feel like that's a decent spot, so then we can pick that up.
There's like I got the group together. Now we got time on the road for me to convince them we all need to stay together, and
Yeah.
that yeah, okay, this worked out better than I expected. Yeah.
We did it.
We
Fun,
did
fun.
it.
Okie dokie.
Well,
Sorry to end it a little bit early. Just like 45 minutes before we started, I just like started
Yeah.
feeling really crappy.